Hey, Colleen.
Hello there.
How are you?
Doing pretty damn good.
Okay, so I've told this story. My husband and I are a Match.com couple, all about the online dating.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it funny that Sharon-Stone got blocked by Bumble trying to date? They thought she was fake. They
didn't think it was her,
right? And they blocked her.
That just. I mean, honestly, I can sort of see that. I mean, because you wouldn't expect Sharon-Stone to be on there, but honestly, how would she meet people? I mean, she's probably. I mean, just because you're famous doesn't mean you have this enormous circle of people to meet. Mm-hmm. And she got. So did she get back on?
Yes.
Okay.
She said on Twitter, "Hey, at Bumble, is being me exclusionary? Don't shut me out of the hive." And then they put her back on. And then, of course, a lot of people, but there was some gossip sites that were like, why didn't she go on one, I guess, called Raya? It's an exclusive dating site for celebrities. And that one.
She may not know it exists. I mean, why would she know that?
I don't know.
I was sitting at Taco Bell the other day because there was a few things there I can still eat.
Okay.
And there were two women that worked for the post office. One of them probably a little younger than me. Someone else probably late 20s.
Okay.
She is showing the older woman her is it Tinder? That's the swipe left right one.
Tinder. Mm-hmm.
So she is explaining. So I'm over here. I can hear everything.
Oh, God. Explaining
Tinder to her and describing him, and they're going through. And it took every bit of energy for me at one point not to go, that one sounds good.
Oh, my God.
Like, no. I mean, obviously they were having fun. It wasn't, I was going through there, but she was explaining to it. They're looking at one, and the older one went, well, why not that one? Mm-hmm. And it was a hilarious conversation that I was able to get an earful of. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I should have said that one sounds good.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, the Tinder thing is, where was I? Oh my God. Oh no, I know it was one of my friends, my good friends. He's also we've had him on the show, Brian Slutton. He's the realtor that, helped me with my cabin stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was telling me that I guess there's some thing that you can opt into or turn on that tells you if someone's close to you. It's like a GP, okay. So he was at a party and there was somebody else that was registered as another gay guy looking that was at the same party that he was. And he's looking around, and it was a group, it was maybe coworkers or something. And he didn't know. And he said he was trying to turn it off really quick so that, he didn't accidentally, I mean, it's not that people don't know that he's gay, but he just didn't want.
It was not the appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, that was pretty close. But that to me is kind of creepy. I wouldn't want that.
I don't have any location stuff put on my phone. I mean, if I'm using maps, I need it. But
right.
Otherwise, I go through and turn it all off. One, it takes up a shitload of battery. If all these apps you're constantly pinging.
Yeah,
your goddamn
they don't need to know where I am. Yeah,
no, not at all.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Oh, can I just tell you? I couldn't find my phone the other day, and I'm like, shit, I was in my car and I had just had it, and I'm like, okay. And, I wasn't at home. And so I grabbed my iPad out and I'm trying to find my iPhone. Mm-hmm. Well, it didn't work. Guess what? I was sitting on my phone. Okay. Now it works to find my iPad on the phone, but when I really needed it, and if it can't find it under my ass, we got a problem. Or is my ass so dense that the iPad couldn't pick up the signal? Okay, go ahead.
That's what
I walked into it.
I'm just thinking is that that means you have a firm, tight ass.
Well, thank you.
I saw a woman today, and I'm really working hard not to I would like to not be judged.
Yes.
I'm working very hard not to judge others.
Okay.
I really am. That's something that I'm just
good.
over as
Yeah.
the years go by and different things. I'm realizing that does not make for a good place in this world. I mean, I'm going to judge like bigots, but I'm talking about like, does someone have a bad haircut or this or that? It's not, I'm just going through there. But I did see a woman today that was impeccably dressed, driving one hell of a huge Cadillac Escalade, the whole deal. Perfect nails, perfect makeup, and all that. And she's wearing like yoga pants, but she has a really saggy ass. And it caught my eye because everything else was put together perfectly. And I'm like, so no one obviously is going to tell. She hasn't looked behind her in a while. Or the yoga, I don't know, maybe she's recently lost weight. I don't know. But I'm saying, but it really, I wasn't trying to, but it was so glaring because everything else was so well put together. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, so was that judging or just noticing? I mean, because it was really, I don't.
I don't.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm talking about now, so maybe but I just thought it was fascinating that someone would put a lot of, would put so much work into their appearance and then they missed that.
Right.
Or did they not care? Because most people generally want like firm buttocks.
Yes.
That seems to be a thing, in modern American social, firm buttocks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so. Mm-hmm. Very much so. And well, I'm pretty sure that my big old buttocks here, if I was sitting on my phone, nothing would get through that. That's just, that's just pure size. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it was an incident, but, but
at least
I'm still processing, but yeah. Okay. This is interesting. And I'm going to be very curious to see, what your take is on this. An Iowa man, gets 15 plus years for burning a gay pride flag. And so basically this all happened last June. The headline's kind of shocking, but then when you start hearing more details, you're like, oh, okay.
But I mean, obviously it was like harassment, intimidation.
It was a hate crime.
Yeah.
They threw a hate crime on it. So he got kicked out of a strip club and then he threatened them to come back and burn it down.
Well, yeah, there's.
Okay. So then he goes back. He ripped a gay pride. It was a banner from a church, the Ames United Church of Christ, and the flag had the rainbow design, and it said, "God is still speaking. We believe." It was a religious message.
It was the fire. He could have grabbed anything. If he threatened to burn something, mm-hmm. and then you burn something,
right?
What you're burning,
yes,
is at that point irrelevant. This isn't theory anymore. Mm-hmm. This is fact.
Right.
There is actual fire.
Here's the interesting thing. The reverend of the church, Reverend Eileen Gebbe, she's gay. Mm-hmm. She was saying, look, nobody got shot. Nobody was sexually assaulted. And the church actually offered money to help with his legal bills. Mm-hmm. Even though that's pretty cool.
But that's what, the church is doing what they preach. Is going through there. I mean, obviously,
I think it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing and stuff like that. I could see more often maybe helping the guy's family if he ended up being out of work or something versus his legal bills. But that's me.
Pretty nice
going through there. That's pretty nice going through there.
Pretty nice.
And also, it's got to poke at him a little bit because that would drive him. If someone is that homophobic, that's got to drive him crazy. So there's a little there's a little bit in there where they can do good and poke.
Well, sure. But, I don't even, I wouldn't even go as far as to say that they're poking, but I mean, he's got, and he's also.
But to him, because he's got, it must have, can you say no? No, I won't take your money. Just go through it. But if you want to, pay a lawyer's bills, who's going to,
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's very, very cool of them to be, because at some point, the only way anybody's ever going to get along is if people just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, the men did set something on fire.
Agreed.
And the thing is, and I can see why you get so many years because there could have been any moment. Something got jostled. Something happened. Wind blows the flame. I mean, the possibility of serious injury.
Yes.
Was there.
Yes.
I wasn't, if there had maybe not been fire and he was just like holding a lighter, it would have been too much. But then, once you got to actual fire, I can see that.
Yeah. No, and he had a history of harassment, and so I think this judge finally was like, you know what?
No, you don't get to. No.
Yep.
I mean, you can say anything, but he finally did.
Right.
And there's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not as appalled by the story as the headline might have you believe. This is interesting here. There's the Association of American Medical Colleges has announced that for the first time ever, the majority of students, 50.5% in 2019 enrolled in U.S. medical schools are women. And some research has said also, as a side note, that female patients fare better when they're seen by female doctors. So they've finally surpassed the 50% mark.
Well, you've got more young women being told they can be doctors and not be nurses. You got, therefore, they're taking the science classes to get in.
Yep.
And you're going through there. But how much you want to bet it ends up with doctors being paid less now?
Oh, for God's sake. Now you just had to go and freaking bum me out.
Yeah. No, it is. I have had some female doctors. Most of my doctors, because of my age and just going on, have been male. But I think I've talked about this in other shows. I just have not had issues that a lot of other people have had.
I've had some pretty bad ones.
Yeah, and I'm fairly lucky that way. But I do know the majority of the folks of my female friends, and even some of my own, would prefer to have a female doctor because they got the parts. But I have always been lucky when I had hideous cramps. I was not told it was just my head.
That's nice.
Because
I had a horrible, when I moved from California to Wisconsin and I went to the gynecologist there, that guy was such an asshole. I mean, and I was only 27 at the time. Today, I would have told that motherfucker where to put it. Oh, yeah. But then I just put up with the whole thing, and I'm still pissed.
Yeah,
about it. It was a horrible experience. It was completely uncalled for, and he was an asshole. And
I was believed when I was 17.
That's great.
That was, and it took. Yeah, I'm like I certainly do not dismiss anyone who said that they did not have the exact same experience that I had.
Yeah,
which I find fascinating that people think that way, but what the hell?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This is an interesting story. Ricki Lake, the actress and talk show host, just buzzed off all of her hair. Okay. And she's like feeling all happy and liberated because she has been struggling for years with hair loss.
Well, like hair loss, like alopecia, just the hair loss, or just female,
female stuff,
male pattern. I mean, female pattern baldness, or
what she said.
She decided to go for bald.
She said, it buzzed anyway. She said she's been struggling in silence for 30 years, ever since, and here's a quote from her. She said, "Ever since I played Tracy Turnblad," excuse me, I'm going to cough, in the original Hairspray back in 1988. And
she was lovely in that.
Yep. And they triple processed and teased her then healthy virgin hair every 2 weeks during filming. She said her hair was never the same. And she goes, then there was yo-yo dieting, hormonal birth control, radical weight fluctuations, pregnancies, genetics, stress, hair dyes, extension. And it just, her hair just went whack. And she said, she's tried supplements. She went through a whole bunch of stuff. She said, fuck it. And she said, I'm finally happy. So good for her.
Yeah. I mean, I have short hair. Well, actually I don't, I need to find a new person to cut my hair, which is why my hair is so weirdly long for the short side, short style that I normally have it at. But I was about 29. I had hair down to about the middle of my back and it's thick. And it's heavy, and it takes freaking forever to dry. One side flips to the right, one side flips to the left. It takes. I would much rather sleep. So I was about 29, and I realized I going to be in anybody else's wedding? I've thought about it because weddings usually means updos. Most women know that, right? So I'm like, my hair would take longer to do than the bride's for a simple French twist.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you do have some thick hair.
So I lopped it off, and I've been happy ever since. I don't even dye it. I might. I'm not going to say never, but it's too much work. And I like sleeping so much better than I do doing my hair.
Well, and
so I can see, but think about it. She has been in the public eye. She has a whole extra layer of her outward appearance is her job.
Right. Right.
Well, she's got to be in her 40s now too. Something
she's
like
51.
That. 51. Okay, so she's only a little bit younger than me. Yeah, I think honestly there is something fucking magical about 50.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That whole Lizzo's not 50, but she had that little tiny purse at the Grammys and
so
not
funny.
giving fucks. I'm serious. You just don't give a fuck. The post 50, insanely amazing, and the amount of fucks I do not give about stuff. Oh my god! And I'm just noticing it's just lovely.
Do you remember those socks I gave you a couple of years ago about your cats?
Oh yeah, I wore them. I had them on the other day. My cats think I'm fucking awesome. Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. Okay, the same company makes. I have several pairs.
By the way, the soap.
You like the soap I got you?
Oh my god! So yeah, there's a little shop in your hometown, right?
Yeah.
The clove and the
ginger.
Ginger. Oh my god!
Did you use it in the little bag?
Yeah, which is great too because it doesn't slide around. My cats can't knock it all over the damn place because I leave it on I have a fake claw tub. It's an acrylic one. It's a modern one, and so there's a little flat spot there. And if I put a regular bar of soap there, the cats just go bing.
Yep.
But this, sticks a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like.
What would you say that's made out of, so the audience understands what we're talking about?
It's like a little sisal bag.
Yeah,
yeah. A little drawstring sisal bag, and you can put the soap in it, and then you can lather up, and you can exfoliate, and then the soap just stays. And it's like, oh my god, it is. It's and the smell is my bathroom. For like an hour afterwards, the bathroom smells delicious.
Okay, well, if you like it that much, then because that was one flavor. I've got some more. I'm going to bring you some more of this awesome soap.
Is there like a web? Do they sell this like on a website? See, we had to post this website because you got to get this.
Purpleprairie.com.
Yeah.
And they're based in Clearwater, Minnesota, which is where my husband and I have our lake house. Mm-hmm. And I found them, and I'm just going to I'm going to plug them because it's pretty cool. I found them because they do organic bug spray that actually works, that doesn't leave you feeling disgusting, and it doesn't have the DEET, and it keeps the damn mosquitoes away. And I am insanely attractive to mosquitoes, and when I get bitten, they last me like
you get like those quarter and 50-cent size welts that turn into
for 2 weeks
rocks.
And scars, and it's horrible. So that's how I found them, and they have other things. So I'm going to bring you some more stuff.
Yeah, you got to send the link, and we'll put it up because I'm telling you because. It's like it smells great and you feel good. And it's like, ooh, this would be fun to scrub somebody up with in the shower.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn you into a complete addict because if you think the soap is good, wait till you try the body polish. You're going to flip.
It's winter in Minnesota. And so we're we're like one huge dry flake
of things.
Yeah. On just like, yeah. Yeah, but we gotta send the link to Megan so we can say this soap is wonderful.
I will
because it's not drying at all.
And do you know we started actually with socks? Okay,
socks. Okay,
so, because you gave no fucks.
Yeah,
right?
I gave no fucks.
So I have a pair of socks that say "Take no shit, give no fucks," and they are my favorite. Just saying. Okay, moving on. That was fun. Okay, sorry.
Hey, it's been 5 years. You know that we are the tangent fucking queens here. That's all there is to it.
That's very true. Very true.
There's nuggets of real information in between where the fuck we're going and we don't know.
And it is the best soap ever.
Yep.
Okay, there's a job ad for a nanny that has gone viral. And this nanny, the duties are to cook and clean for an 18-year-old college student, a Canadian living in Leeds, England. The student already has a driver and a lovely 2-bedroom apartment, but the toils of student life are too much for her. They want to ensure their daughter lives, quote, without the stress of laundry. She's a legal student. Nanny required
my daughter. Okay, I will say this. when my daughter was young, it's going through there for a few years. So there's that section in between. You're no longer in daycare at like after school, but you're not quite old enough to be at your home by yourself. It's going through there. So there were a few years that I did, in fact, have a nanny for that chunk of time in between it's going through there. But no. I mean, from 10 years old, my kid's been doing her own damn laundry. That's when she was that old when I busted my ankle and she had to go up and down the stairs. And I'm no longer allowed to touch her laundry.
That's funny.
And, but it was just, seriously? Oh my God. Oh, this person's going to need one of those adulting classes that I read about in the Star Tribune the other day, where folks are figuring out how to do stuff like do a checkbook and get a loan and do your own damn laundry and what it means when the car light comes on in your dash.
Right.
I wonder what I have forgot to teach my kid.
Do you?
I mean, she's in like an apartment dorm, thing. It's more of an apartment than a dorm, but it's still a school thing. And they had a toilet overflow, but she was in class, and her other roommates did not know. I mean, I at least taught her where the turnoff is on the toilet
to cut the water.
So she's actually in class trying to like Google what the toilet turnoff looks like, because she's not sure what it's called. She just knows what it is, right?
Yes.
So she's sending them a picture saying, turn this, but they got somebody up there. But I was like, okay, so I know she knows how to do laundry. I know she knows where the toilet turnoff is.
That's good.
So that's good. I don't think I've taught her good enough about car maintenance. Because it's going through there.
Yeah.
Because I got in her car when she went to school, and I said, "Oh, she's way fucking past an oil change." I said, "The light's on."
Yeah.
This is not a suggestion.
Yes.
This is not optional.
Yes.
We've always been open about, she knows about relationships and sex and like that stuff like that. But I know there's stuff I probably forgot.
Yeah. But what makes me laugh about this story, in addition, this is a law student, right? And so people are burning up the internet saying, seriously, if she can't look after herself as a student, how the hell is she going to manage in the real world practicing law? I don't want her representing me, but she's obviously very well to do. So,
I understand wanting to, I got a car for my kid.
Yeah.
I got things, that my kid has more things than I had, because generally you want the point of being a parent is to try and do well for your kid so that they can do well for their kid and go on and stuff like that. My mom and dad set certain standards, that I'm trying to live up to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she as soon as she could be home by herself, there was no more nanny.
Right. Yes. Yes. There's a gal, a fitness guru named Davina McCall. She's 52, which plays into what you were saying earlier about not giving a fuck. She just posted like a before and after thing of herself, but she finally said, look, I've got cellulite, I've had babies, I've got loose skin. It's a great interview. We'll put it on the Great Northern Sex Casts page. You should read it. Might make you feel a little bit better, people.
Yeah. I'm headed to, a friend's turning 50. There's a crap ton of us heading down to Mexico.
Oh, fun.
For a birthday party for her. I'm a size 16 or 18. Most of my friends are my size or larger, because some of them are like 6 foot tall. So you just naturally, going to have some sizes in there. We're going to look like a Land's End freaking catalog, because we have a lot of swimsuits and dresses from, and all like that's going to be hilarious. But I'm wearing a bikini. A couple of my other friends have a bikini, stuff like that.
Cool.
Because this is, because the gal turning 50 is like the youngest one. We're all older than her.
Okay.
So seriously, it is going to be a week of women in their 50s wearing bikinis and having a lot of cocktails.
Yes.
It's going to be spectacular.
That's going to be fun. You have a good time. It's coming up.
Yep. Like 37 days or something.
Oh, so cool.
Yep.
How long will you be gone? A whole week?
Just a week, yeah.
Okay. So Game of Thrones fans, Daenerys character, Emilia Clarke, fun actress. She has stopped giving selfies with people because she had a guy come up to her. She was having a panic attack due to exhaustion in an airport, and a guy's like, "Let me have a selfie." And she said, "You know what? I'm not doing it anymore." But she said,
boundaries. I mean, she's, there are times, and, it's going through there. And some people are pretty awesome with it, but not everybody is.
Yep.
Do not assume because someone is an actor, actress, singer, or this or that, they're available at every freaking moment to take a picture with you.
Right. But here's the thing. She's not just saying, fuck off, don't come near me. She will sign something. And I love the quote. It makes me really like her. She says, signing something will provide a more meaningful interaction. Then you have a chat and you're actually having a truthful human-to-human thing. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. See, I
thought that's really sweet.
Yeah. And she's, putting it out there.
Very likable. Very likable.
Yeah. I didn't want, one, I don't have a HBO. Two, the show's too violent. So it's not something that I watch. But when I see pictures, because a lot of these folks became very famous because of this show.
Oh, yeah.
And so now that I see them, they just look so completely different.
Yeah.
Because, being such a fantasy type show.
Oh, yeah.
The makeup, the costumes, everything was just so out,
Yeah.
Seeing them in real life or seeing them in a modern piece, you're just like, that's the same person.
Yeah. Well, she's got dark hair.
Yeah.
And
she was all pale,
Yeah. Yeah. But she's.
And then the young kids growing up, you don't even recognize them and stuff like that. And then most of the guys had like full facial hair, and then they go out and do other stuff. You're just like, that's it.
Oh, I know.
I've become almost, I think one of my favorite websites is IMDb, because I'll see someone, I'm like, what else have I seen them in?
Yeah,
I'll be poking through and you just see different things. You're like, oh, that's right. They were in this. It's going through there.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, have you watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
It's I don't know why. I know that I will probably enjoy it. But I tried watching like the first two, and they weren't quite grabbing me. And I know I need to push through it, but I've been finding so many other fun things to watch. Grace and Frankie is back on. A friend of mine suggested something called Corner Gas. It's on Amazon. Okay. I think you got to watch it with IMDb, so there's commercials. But it's about this little gas station in Saskatchewan. It's like 15 years old, but the snark on it
is really good.
Is spectacular.
Okay,
and I like that. That's what I find interesting. And what was driving me crazy about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is I have a hard time getting around all of the sexism. I know that it's a show. I know it's just that, but it makes me angry.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be, so I'm pretty sure if I could get, maybe I should probably skip ahead a little bit.
Maybe.
To where she starts making it a little bit, because I'm guessing this happened, and I'm guessing that you get a little bit more respect when you start making a couple of bucks. I'm just guessing, but,
Jane Lynch is in it, and that's a whole other thing.
I have always found that I think that folks that are spectacular at comedy, if she's playing a straight role in this, she's probably doing it great, because unless she's going through there, because I find that they do amazing things, comedians when they do straight roles.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. I mean, just let me know when you watch it.
Okay,
I'm just kind of curious, but I don't blame you. Okay, I'm not a reality TV fan at all. I've never watched Survivor. I don't want to, nor have I watched Big Brother, but apparently this guy named Rodrigo Alves was a star. They called him the human Ken doll. He had like a fake six-pack surgically, all this.
So we had implants put in, and
yeah.
See, I know you can do that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, he's decided now that he's transgender. So he goes, I'm known as Ken, but inside I've always felt like Barbie. So now he's...
he did get breast implants or chest implants. Now he's going to skip them differently?
Yep. Yep. And so, now he's, doing a thing. He said, before people looked at me because I looked androgynous and weird for a guy. Now I hope they're looking because they think I'm a beautiful gal. So there you go.
Yeah, I could sort of see that, because he was obviously not comfortable with the body that he had, and he was changing it a lot.
Yeah.
I was just saying is that they were saying that there was a TED Talk I saw about intersex and transsex. It's like the same percentage of people that are redhead on this planet is the same amount of people that are intersex and transsexual, which, you know, is going through there. It's just, you know, now you can actually, people have a vocabulary and know what's going on and can be their, you know, for lack of a better term right now, their authentic selves that's going through there, which is, you know, pretty damn cool. So people are like, oh, it's a trend. No, you know, and a lot of folks are intersex. And I think we talked about this a few shows ago, may not even know it until you get genetic testing. Sometimes it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And it's going through there.
Yeah.
But it's the same amount of folks that are redhead. That's what they're, you know, figuring.
Interesting.
And that's not a small amount of folks.
No, not really.
Yep.
Not at all. I don't know about this last one.
Okay.
A girl on Twitter named Kiana uploaded a video showing all the ways her sister named Becca got revenge on her boyfriend after he strayed. And
you really want a record of that?
Right.
Because I'm guessing that some of the stuff may or may not have been particularly kind or legal.
Right. She
Jesus.
She wiped his toothbrush on the toilet. She snipped up some of his clothes. She kind of vandalized some things.
I do not understand that. If someone doesn't, if someone doesn't want you, or you know, or doesn't care for you, why are you so interested in that other person? But I also know that my brain is wired completely different than a lot of different people's. I've never. It's always, you know, that sort of that relationship had always blown my mind. Why do you want someone that doesn't want you? I don't get that.
Well,
or angry or something like that.
I agree. And, I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
But the thing that what I don't get is her sister putting the video of her doing all this shit on Twitter. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're just. I think both of them have avoided things. You know, someone with a family with a lot of judgment, and another person doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I can't say that I ever did anything stupid like that, but I'm sure there was stupid shit when I was younger, and I'm really glad that there was absolutely no recorded evidence of it.
Me too.
Especially the time when I put the wrong hen in my hair and I looked like Ronald fucking McDonald.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was in Spain. It was very, very orange. Very orange. Oh. And there was no recorded evidence of this anywhere on this planet.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Yep.
We haven't had a story like this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
A man in China, known only as Mr. Wen, had a 7-inch long glass bottle removed from his rectum after he
he didn't fall on it?
No, he said he was trying to scratch his itchy backside. He told doctors he was trying to use the container to scratch his itchy rear when he said, wait for it, it slipped into his body all of a sudden. So it's like falling on it.
Well, honestly, once you get past the sphincter, it will get sucked in there.
Yeah.
That's why anal toys have a flange. We've talked about this before. It will go in. The sphincter, it is generally a one way that it closes, and you're not going to get an item back out. If the man had an itchy anal tract, I'm thinking maybe go to the doctor. Probably has an infection of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure.
And then
he created bigger problems for himself.
Yeah, but that's not how you deal with that.
No.
Mm-hmm. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Appropriate butt toys.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's all. Yeah.
We are going to be posting an article on the Great Northern Sexcast Facebook page about no-touch turn-ons, and written by a sexpert. So all the things that you can do that are not sexual that women find turn-ons, I'll run through the list of 5 things really quick. 1, be more attentive. Because women, quote unquote, feeling understood is a human need and women love it. And so number 2, make her feel special. These are all kind of no-brainers.
Okay.
3, sing her praises.
I don't know. They always put this as male or female, things women like or things men like. But, I mean, other than the fact that you could say something, if you're talking about actual body parts, if you're talking about feelings, what's male or female about that?
I know.
I just going through there. Well, although what happens though is that now you can change the pronouns and then sell it to Men's Health magazine.
Yes.
So you've got two different things going on there. So that's probably why.
Yes. For sure.
Excuse me. Here we go.
Florida man.
Oh, yay.
So, Donald Watts. Cops were called to a residential complex in High Springs where a woman said that this 38-year-old man had been using meth. And he was... Whew, excuse me.
It's the coffee sneezy portion of
Sorry, yes. I apologize. Woo. He was using meth. And he was in a neighbor's yard with a flashlight, making bird noises in a shallow creek, completely naked, with mud all over himself.
Well, at least it's Florida, because you do that right now in Minnesota, you're dead.
Well, but what if there's an alligator? I mean, yeah. You and I both came across that in the same...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I saw a picture of an alligator, and I'm pretty sure it's in Florida, that was like swimming around with a knife in its head.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's
you just don't want to, really.
no.
It's cold out here. Mm-hmm. I will take the cold versus pythons, alligators, and roaches the size of my fucking hand. Mm-hmm.
And or like even like scorpions and
yes,
oh god, oh I don't like that shit. So police came to try to get him out of the creek, and he wouldn't come. He punched the officer, so they sent a canine after him.
Don't.
Canine.
Don't punch the officer. I mean, it just no.
When the officer Canine Casper was the dog's name went after him, Watts then got down on his hands and knees and started to growl like a dog, and he bit the canine officer on the ear.
That dog was not going to be happy about that.
No,
I can't believe they didn't shoot this man yet.
The dog managed to subdue him.
Okay.
Finally. And he's in big trouble for he's being charged with battery on the human as well as the service dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, he assaulted 2 police officers.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he certainly did. I couldn't agree with you more. Very good news for the women's movement over in Tokyo. A 30-year-old freelance journalist in Japan who accused a very high-powered TV journalist of rape. She got $30,000 in damages in a Tokyo court. And this guy was the ex-DC bureau chief for the Tokyo Broadcasting System.
So probably pretty high up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the judge said she was credible, and the guy's still going to appeal it. But the judge, took a step for her. And I think that's in Japan is probably a big deal.
They're still dealing with glasses and nylons and high heels as being appropriate or not appropriate, whatever it is. I know we've had a couple of different stories on that.
Oh, we have.
And, which is fun because it just, the women are supposed to be a certain way and men are supposed to work themselves into the grave by the time they're 42. So, it's not particularly, they might have some of the nicest toilets and amazing food.
Yes.
But I'm not sure how healthy the individual the individual lives are.
I'm watching a show right now that's set in takes place in Tokyo and London, and you get some snippets of Japanese life a little bit, and it looks hard. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in a small space, and there's, and it's thousands of years old society, and we're still figuring shit out in this country.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go through there trying to figure out who the hell we are.
Yes.
And, and so that's as difficult as folks that have such rigid ideas of who they are.
Yes.
Yes.
I think anything to an extreme becomes very, very tough. Mm-hmm. It really does. This last story today, jk-rowling, the Harry Potter author.
Is this the whole? She is. She's a trans exclusionary radical feminist? Is that we're talking about the TERFs?
Yes.
Versus the NERFs and stuff like that.
Yes.
I do find it fascinating that there is a subset of folks that don't really understand that plumbing and your brain can be two separate things. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that the fact that someone might have outer figures of one, but the person, to me, a person is your brain, not the meat bag that the brain is in.
Right. Yes.
And that just seems it just seems very strange that Ricky Gervais and a few other folks, there's some really, folks out there. I mean, not everybody's perfect. And I do find it difficult that you should dismiss everything about someone for one thing, but if they're not, it's one of those things, but it doesn't seem, it seems completely out of character for all the other things that she is a proponent of when it comes to letting people be who they are. I don't know. It's very strange.
Well, yeah. So she tweeted in favor of somebody who lost her job after she claimed a person's biological sex can't be changed, basically. And so, GLAAD and is coming out saying, look, JK-Rowling, your behavior is putting trans people at risk, all this kind of stuff. I guess in addition to, and I second what you just said, because I agree with you. The other question that I would have is, you've had and obviously enjoyed some very, very wonderful successes in your life. Do you not have anything better to do than to shit on other people in this way? Madam, I would just like to ask you, what difference does it make to you? Really?
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't need, because of her profile, she can really make it difficult for folks. And there's just no reason for her to do that.
I think it's incredibly sad. I think it's incredibly sad. And yeah. I mean, it is, I mean, you can look it all up. The brain and the body develop at different times. Yep.
And sometimes the brain thinks one thing and the body thinks the other. That's that whole, like the amount of times, like I said, redheads and the folks who, who are intersex or trans or this or that. That's that group over there.
Yeah.
This is known.
Yeah. And I mean, at a time when people are divided and everything else, it's like, can we go back a little bit to the live and let live thing? Come on, people. Really. Everybody just needs to be nicer. That's, you said you're kind of on a campaign to try not to judge. And that's very admirable. I don't think you're a judgy person. And who can't have a notion every once in a while where you go, really? That we're allowed that, but it's by and large, how do you treat people all the time, and you clearly are you go and when it's bad, horrible weather, you have gone and picked up your employees who use public transportation. That is such a good karma thing, So if you think somebody has a saggy ass and yoga pants, that's okay.
Yeah. It caught my eye. I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not a bad person. I'm okay. You're okay, Colleen.